Bright Tuty. Every student matters.
Good morning. Today I will be discussing with you chapter 2, Aims of Education, topic 1, that is necessity for aims in education. Now first of all, I'll take up with you the chapter highlights as in what exactly we'll be doing in this chapter. If you look at the major objectives of this particular chapter, this chapter has been introduced in your syllabus so that you get to know what exactly are the aims of education, different aims, and actually having a discussion over it. Along with that, what are the different primary aims of education, which include two types of major aims, that's individual aims as well as your social aims. At the same time, we will also attempt to look how these two have a synthesis with each other, that is, they share a relationship with each other. Now, there are also parts of the chapter which are dedicated specifically to the different specific aims of education. For example, citizenship aim, vocational aim, and also national integration. So, all these will be taken up in detail in this chapter. First of all, I'll take up with you what exactly is meant by aim. Now, this is a very common term. Many times you might have used in your life that, so and so is my aim in life. This is what is my aim and I will be striving to achieve it. So when we talk about aim, it's basically a desired outcome of a particular activity that you're currently performing. So you are putting in efforts, you are doing something, you're performing a task, and you are actually focusing on a particular desired outcome. So you have an aim in your life. When we talk about aim, we are also referring to that we have a goal in life, we have an objective. We want to achieve something in life. Now, this achievement, or you can say the purpose of our life, varies from one person to another person. I may want to achieve something, when I talk about in the social sphere, that I have a social aim. Somebody else might want to achieve something else, which is his own individual aim, something which promotes his own self-interest. For somebody else, it may be something related to his or her family. So different goals everybody have in their life, different objectives and different purposes, and they do their best to achieve those. Now, aims are something that differ from one person to another person. At the same time, aims differ with your age also. Today, I may have, certain aims in my life. Maybe after 5 years down the line, my priorities change. So my aims will also accordingly change. Aims are also determined by the kind of society that you live in. A person living in, maybe individualistic society will have different sets of aims. A person who is a product of a collectivistic kind of society, his aims will be very different. Also, what particular stage of life you are into, your aim will also be based on that only. If there is a person who is an adolescent, his aim of life is to actually, create an identity for himself. If there is, let's say a person who is in his mid-30s, his aim is something else. That is, to settle down in a very strong manner, to have kids, etc., and to be, relishing and cherishing all what he has achieved till now. So aims, they vary with your stages of life also. So I repeat, aims differ from person to person. The aims that you as a person have, they also change as per you grow older. Aims also change with the changing times. So as technology is advancing, interests have changed over a period of time. That is the reason aims have also evolved. At the same time, in what kind of society you stay, that is also going to have an impact on the kind of aims you have kept for yourself in your life. Now, when we talk about aims, like why exactly is it important to have a particular aim in your life? Aims are important because they give direction to an activity. If today you are doing something, question is, why are you doing something? Is it out of mere, interest, just that you want to keep yourself engaged, or is there something more deeper into it? So aims basically give a direction to the task that you are doing at this particular point of time, or to any activity that you are engaged into. Now, aims are formulated keeping in view the needs of the situation. In the current pandemic situation, the needs are different. So aims of people are also different. In a normal situation, needs are different. So this aims are also changing. Aims are related to your life. That's something very important to be understood. Aims are also related to the society where one person lives. Aims are in association with the kind of ideals you have for life. So the way you perceive life, what perspective you have towards life, the ideals that you have in life, all these have an impact in the kind of aims you actually make in your life. Now, there are a couple of educational philosophers and thinkers, educationists who've spoken a lot about aims. Now, when we talk about the first one, it is said that everything is good as it leaves the hands of the nature, but everything degenerates in the hands of man. So it's important that, man is somebody, if he doesn't, use his powers or exercise his powers in the correct manner, channelize his energy in the proper manner, then he may do harm to nature. So it's important that a man has an aim in life, and that aim should be to, promote nature and not to kind of degrade nature. Only an educated person can come up with aims in life which are actually useful for humanity. According to Revlin, education is purposeful and an ethical activity. When you are actually taking education, formal schooling you are doing, college you're going to, you have a purpose in your life. It's not that you're just doing out of it's not a time pass kind of a situation that you just want to kill your time. It's not like that. So education is purposeful in nature. But what is your purpose may differ from the purpose that somebody else has. Also, it's an ethical activity. Hence, it is unthinkable without aims. You cannot talk about education if you do not have some related aims with it. So somebody's aims related to education may be totally individualistic in nature for his own growth and progress and development. For someone else, the aims which are related to education might be totally socialistic in nature. He wants to have a better understanding of his society and contribute to the society. Now, it is rightly said that without the knowledge of aims, education is like a boat without rudder. A rudder is basically what gives direction to the boat. And if your boat doesn't have a rudder, it's basically your boat is not, it's going to wander in the sea, but totally aimlessly. So it's not going to have any direction. So that is exactly what happens if you are, providing education to someone, but that person has no aim related to it. So when there is a case where there is a boat without a rudder, it's kind of like, you are going somewhere, but you will never reach the destination. So it's more like a circular kind of thing which is going to happen. You'll keep moving around them, but you're not going to reach to a particular destination. So same thing is with man also. If there is a man who doesn't have any aim, then he's kind of an aimless wanderer. He cannot reach and, achieve a particular goal in his or her life. Now, when we talk about aims and education, what are the different needs for having a particular aim in education? If you have it, it gives direction to an activity. So if you're doing some activity, doing a particular task, be it a complex one, be it a simple one, you are giving a direction to it. There is a purpose to it. Aims help to assess the outcomes of the education processes. So if there is an aim in the kind of education that you are receiving, there will also be some kind of outcome afterwards. How much education you have been able to achieve. What kind of percentage you got. What was the grading that you achieved. So if there is an aim, it helps you to assess the outcome. You can check, you can compare it. Social comparison is possible that my child scored this much. The other person did not score that well. Or my child is highly educated while the other person is not very much educated. So you can actually assess the outcomes that is also. Another thing is if you want to assess the outcomes of education in terms of, indirect means, for example, personality development. So you can compare that, he is highly educated. Therefore, that's the reason that his personality is also far better as compared to a person who did not actually, get education, let's say after the 5th standard or the 6th standard. So you are in a position to assess the outcomes of the education process also, if there is an aim related to it. Aims are necessary for the efficient functioning of a school. So if there is a school, let's say, doesn't have any aim, why exactly then the school is also existing? When a school is existing, it has aims like that. We want to educate people, we want to educate students, we want that they should have an overall personality development. We want that we educate them about the different options or opportunities they can explore and make a career out of it. So aims are necessary even for the efficient functioning of a school. Aims are useful for parents also. Parents then know that, this is the scale at which we are going to assess our children, whether they have, really benefited from the education which is provided to them in the school or in the college or not. Aims are useful for public at large. Aims help in acting with meaning. So if you are doing something, it's a meaningful activity. It's not that you are meaninglessly engaged into something. Aims help an individual in acting in a very intelligent way, in tackling situations in a purposeful manner with rational kind of orientation, where your thinking is also very rational in nature. It's not impulsive, it's not irrational. So it's not basically that you're engaging into something out of it's your mood and out of chance or by luck. It's because it's bringing you closer to your aim. So that's the reason today I'm doing this particular activity, because it's bringing me closer to my short-term goal or my long-term goal, etc. Aims give a sense of continuity to education. It is the aims only which help the individual to reach his desired target in a very step-by-step, systematic, organized manner. So aims also determine whether you have a continuity in your education or not. And you can keep checking your progress, how much you have achieved till now, how much more you would want to achieve at a later stage in life. When we talk about some other famous personalities, John Dewey said that education is not a preparation for life. Do not take education as something which is going to simply prepare you for life and the different kind of challenges or situations or the problems which may come in your life. That's one part of it. But the second way and a deeper way of looking at it is if you think that education is actually life itself. You cannot live without it. If you're living without it, then you're missing a lot. And education is not something that which is limited to a particular age only, right? Education is a process which continues till you are alive. So in other words, we can say that education is life itself. When the objective of life changes, the aims of education also undergo modification, revision, change. So it's all dependent upon what kind of goals of life you have, purpose of life you have, or objectives or motives of life you have. Now the million-dollar question is, what is more important? Is it social needs or is it a person's individual needs and desires? In the process of education also, which is more important? Is it the individual which is more important, or is it the society? In other words, is it the individual aim of education which is more important, or is it the societal aim of education which is more important? Okay, so that's for you to reflect upon actually, but if I have to talk upon it, it's both. Social needs as well as social upliftment or social progress, at the same time individual needs and individual aims, equally important. Both go hand in hand, both complement each other. We will be digging deeper into this part in my next video. So as of now, I'll take up a couple of questions which are there given at the end of your exercise at the chapter. So under the category of very short answer type questions, you have this particular question: what is the purpose of education according to Rivlin? Fourth question is, explain the necessity of aims of education. There are a few short answer type questions also related to the topic which has been taken up in this video. Question number 1, what do you understand by aims of education? And question number 9, without the knowledge of aims, education is like a boat without rudder. Justify this statement.